Do you like to be productive?
Very much.
Oh, yes. Likes to get a lot of things done. So here I am. Well, I've got that thing, and I've got to be there for that, but I know I could squeeze this in, and I could probably squeeze in this and this. And just this one last thing, I'm going to get it all done, and I'll be Superwoman. Look at how much I'll have gotten done today. And so you cram and jam and get this stuff done, and you pull up, and everyone else is going, you don't look like Superwoman to me. Maybe if you could just be on time, we could have a start. But Superwoman shows up early.
That was great.
So you're sacrificing the big picture for all these little things you squeezed in. Because in many cases, we're productive-aholics. I just got to be productive. I need to be productive. Oh, I can get this done. I can get this done. And on the way out the door, as you're running out the door, you've got your elbow on the wall, and you're even washing the crayon off the wall as you go. Oh, that's great. Your wall is clean, your elbow's dirty, and you're still late. So I have a question. Who do you think might be considered more valuable? The person who washes their car, cleans out the garage, retiles the roof, trims the trees, mows the lawn.
Can they come over?
Cuts their children's, or cuts their own hair, and teaches piano all in one day, or the person who stops one time on the way to work and gives mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to someone who's dying, and that's all they did today. Which do you think you'll feel was more valuable? Sure. It's not how much we get done. Okay? It's what we get done on the inside. It's how do we feel at the end of the day in terms of the impact we had on the world, in terms of living to our passion. The things that are the most fulfilling aren't necessarily the most filling. I don't have to fill every moment of your life to be fulfilling. To just come home and say, I just realized the only reason I was doing dishes for you was so that you wouldn't yell at me. So I'm not going to do them anymore, isn't the answer.
Then she becomes an aggressive.
Yeah. It's always about us. We need to first go in. We must first go into contribution. Selfless service, compassion, and contribution. And you need to look at him and say, what is happening in his life that would cause him to feel that I don't love him if the dishes aren't washed? Who am I being that could even allow that to be a possibility? That he could even consider that I don't love him no matter what happens? Who am I being that the dishes couldn't pile to the ceiling and him walk home and say, wow, you must have had a busy week, but it sure is great to be loved by you? He must go there and say, I'm responsible for this relationship, and also I'm responsible for the fact that I don't know what his reality is. I don't truly understand it. Find out his reality. Totally understand it. Who he's being and how he associates dishes with love. What happened with him as a child? How did that go? Where's that started? Remember how when we were kids and treated differently and so on? Something somewhere. So that ultimately you can contribute to him. And at one point, it may turn out that he no longer needs the dishes washed in order to feel loved. He knows that you love him no matter what. Don't worry about the dishes. And at that very moment, you may say, but I know you like to have them washed, and I'd want to wash them for you. So it could turn out that the dishes still get washed, and you're still the one doing it, but it's for a whole different reason, and there's no pain. And there's no sacrifice, and there's no fear. There's only appreciation, and everybody always wins in this case. It could also be that the dishes end up getting washed somehow, some other way, by someone under some other set of circumstances that you can't see because of the world you're living in right now. So that makes it easy. Again, I don't need to tell you specific techniques. I don't need to tell you what to say to him. I need to say, go into selfless service, compassion, and contribution, and go and find out his world. Understand it. Ask him how he's feeling. And ask him sometime after the dishes are done and say, how does that make you feel when the dishes are washed? Wow, why does it make you feel that way? Really, tell me more. Explain, understand. And when they're not washed, how does it make you? Why? Wow, got it. Ask them questions if you can when they're not on the dark train. Okay? You get a much clearer answer. So don't wait for the time that he comes home and says, "Hey, dishes aren't washed," and you go, "Well, why the heck does it matter anyhow?" You don't want to ask then. Because whatever they answer, it's not going to be anything you want to hear.